my God, I'm so grateful to be here today with Nathaniel Goldberg and at Jacqueline's. We are here in a wonderful house with such a healing energy just over the Lake of Geneva. It's just amazing. And yesterday was my birthday, 55 years. And Nathaniel was here already because tomorrow we have a great event in Geneva called The Voice of the Heart. It's an evening for the peace. And I have discovered Nathaniel not long ago, maybe 2-3 months. And I'm transcended by his music. And last Sunday I was in a healing journey with you the whole day in Zurich, where he actually, it's almost, I know his words, he would not approve it when I say, but it's like almost a must, you know. It's not a must because it's not okay in his words, but it's a great invitation really to enter, to dive into who we really are, and to come into connection with our wounds. And it's actually, he brings us through all the different waves and states until there is really healing, and I really have experienced it. Nathaniel, thank you. Natalia, you come from Israel, and tell us more about you. I mean, it's yeah, there are no words for who you. What is it? What do you bring with your voice and with your being in the world?
First of all, it's very nice to be here. And thank you very much, and thank you for the hospitality, to being in this really calm and spacious place that you created, and also the spirit created with you. And happy birthday.
Thank you.
You know, I thought about your, in a second I'll talk a bit about myself, but I thought about 55. So in the Hebrew, the 55, if I take these letters, of the geometry of letters, so it will be the word that will be created from these two numbers into letters, it will be the word yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. In a way to, for me, it's like in a way to, it's time to say yes to life and to whatever comes. Just to say yes and to see what will manifest through this yes in your life.
Yes.
So this is the year.
Thank you.
Yeah. Talk about myself. Oh. Wow, can you be precise with this question? It's a big question for me.
Yeah, because I'm wondering at what moment, like, you opened up to this incredible energy that you offer us to receive.
Yeah. I do the path. Okay?
Yes.
I curve the path, and I do it for many years since I'm a child. And since I'm a child, I have a calling to search beyond what is really here. So in my childhood, I couldn't really acknowledge it, so I translated it to a struggle, because I didn't feel belonging to where I was. So I had to struggle my path. And so when we struggle our path inside a field, we create our own path. If you look from above, so you see someone struggling and moving this aside and this aside and this aside. And in the end, I can look backwards and I see, what a beautiful path I created. So I have a very deep relationship with the spirit, a private one. I don't talk about it. I think I was introduced to that spirit through my family. I grew up in an Orthodox Jewish family, and my lineage, if I go back, so I come from prayer leaders from the synagogue, especially inside the synagogue, because they're Orthodox, and they're called the cantor. Maybe you know it in the French language, cantors. And they are the prayer leaders in the synagogue. And usually it's very classical, there's a big studies about it. And in a way, that's the milk of the breast I drank from since I'm a child. So at home we sing a lot prayers.
Oh.
And in a way I fed myself from that, and then I found my own direction to do it. And I found out the great strength of doing it together, not just for myself. That every person can come from different ideas, beliefs, different stories from the past, and like a sunshine, that there's oneness with many raises, and each one is a raise, right? You say raise. And we have our own unique way to reach the spirit, but it's the same spirit. Just the spirit transcends many ways to the ladder we talked about. So each one has a ladder, a gate,
Yes.
a bridge, but we climb to the same oneness. It's like this tree. I have this imagination many times because this world is now in big chaos. Part of it is in big chaos. And let's say we take a tree here outside, and one branch is saying, wow, what a beautiful sun. I love this sun. And the other side, another branch is like, oh, he's inside the foggy. He doesn't have the sun because there's clouds, or it's in a different direction. And they start to argue. Hey, can you give me a bit of this sun? And yeah, but I want a bit coldness, can you? And they start to fight. And then they have to go and meet somewhere. So they start to go down. And they go down and 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 down. And then they meet in the same route. And they say, hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then they meet. And they understand that there's the same route and they come from the same place.
Mm.
But it's just different branches from the same oneness. And for many years, I created these spaces to allow all kind of branches to come together, and with whatever rises within, it's just okay. And when people are all the people in the world are, maybe their main basic request is to be seen and loved as they are. And whenever they get this sense that they can be who they are, they can stop fighting for a place. And then they're back home. And when they feel home, everything feels at home. It's like this puzzle that comes into place. For me, it started, I think, something like 6 years ago, when I started to do emotional work on my past, really to heal my past. And I was really willing for it. I found a therapist, and 5 years I went directly into my past, to acknowledge all the places within me, and not everyone, but a lot of them. It was like I can't say fast, because there's no fast healing, but I was ready for the healing for myself. So I can really today understand the longing to be seen and to be loved, and what we need as humanity to heal all these places inside. I won't say all, because there's a lot of things that I don't know nothing about. But in a way, the music is just a tool to help it happen, to transcend it, to hug it, that it will have like supporting wings for it. that was 5 minutes of what I am in life and what I do.
What I really feel like being with you is this beautiful, you have this balance, you have this equilibrium, and you all the time bring things back into balance. When I say something like a little bit judging, you just bring always the other side as well. And it's beautiful. It's, what is it? Because it's about finding really the balance in us as well. So maybe you want to say some words about that.
I will go back to the tree. So a tree doesn't fall with one branch. And let's say there's one branch of pain. Now in the world there's a lot. One branch of the pain. The tree won't fall with that branch. He has other branches, and he's inside his center. Many people, let's say I'm in judgment. So now I will be full judgment and I will be only in that branch, so I will collapse within the judgment. But in the same time, I'm not saying not to be in the judgment. It's good. It's okay to be in the judgment. But to acknowledge and to give gratitude and to be aware to the other branches that exist within us. And then, it's not that I'm working on balance. It's not my issue or my theme. I'm just aware of the many, many voices and forces I have inside me. And just to give them place. And then I find center in me. Because I'm not collapsing or going with only one branch.
Because at the same time you always see the others as well. That's what you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it's like a kindergarten. There's one child that is like screaming and and if you go only for that child, you're missing out everyone, and the other one won't be seen, and then you're like, you'll collapse because it will be one big chaos. You have to see all the voices, all these emotions, like little children that are like, love me, love me. Mm-hmm. I want to be loved, I want to be loved. And to see them. But it's not something easy, and it's not something that we're sitting here now and it's like beautiful to talk about it, but when it's happening really, mm-hmm. It's difficult, it's tough.
Yeah, I saw it. It's like when we can really see it, and what you open up actually the recognition of everyone. That's what we take. I can share something.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I share something? Actually, at one stage he asked us to plant a tree, and he asked us to find all the words of what is this tree, and we found all these beautiful words. And at the end he said, so now you bring the all together and you make one sentence out of it. And then this sentence came, and this sentence is actually basically, I think, our essence for what we long for, what we go for, you know. And actually we were full with this, and we shared it between us. And then he asked us to seam it. How do you say?
Plant it.
To plant, yeah, to plant it, and then like help it grow. And at one stage he said, now let it go. It's here. Let it go again. And what happens when this happens with the letting go? And at the same time, we acknowledge that everyone here in the room has the same grain. We are all the same, you know, and we make this diversity. We are not only a lone tree, but we are a forest, mm-hmm. with all these qualities. So what happens when this letting go appears?
Okay. In a way, we have a very wide, beautiful personality. But me, as having a very beautiful wisdom, let's say, unique wisdom, I'm very small in front of the spirit. Okay? Now, you, everyone. Yeah, we have the most of the things that are alive in the world, we don't see them. We're not aware of them. If we now look outside and I go back to nature, the nature is created mostly from the void or from the unconscious places. Yeah? And we, from time to time, feel that we're the only ones, yeah? That know, let's say we want a beautiful relationship, yeah? I really want this woman, and I want children, and I want to be an artist or photographer, whatever, yeah? And I plant a seed, yeah? And most of the people, we plant the seed and we continue all the time watering it with our imagination as we know how to manifest it. But our brain is very small in front of the brain of the spirit. And the idea of letting go is to taking responsibility on planting the seed and then giving it as an offer to the spirit.
Yes, thank you.
And then the spirit will manifest it as the way she knows how is the best for it to be manifested. And now it's not that we planted the seed and we go. It's a letting go. But I come every day to water it. A bit, it could be a minute or so that I'm like, I remember the seed, and then I go.
But do we need to come back with, I have the impression it functions, and even 5 years after, it's here.
Look, I'm learning everything, almost everything from the nature. She's the big teacher for me. For sure, you can put a seed in the ground. Let's say apple, you ate an apple, you put the seed in the ground, and who knows, maybe after 5 years you'll come and there'll be an apple tree. Yeah? But if you put a seed and you take responsibility for that seed to grow to a tree, you will come every day. You'll remember it also, that there's a seed there. Maybe you'll even do for it before a small protection from the wind, yeah? Or from animals or from wild bears, yeah? And you will give intention for it. For many, many times, we talk to God, let's say, oh, give us love, we want peace, we want love. And then we go and do our things and we wait for the Spirit to create it for us. But it's a tango all the time between us and the Spirit. I'll give you another example. For me, it's very strong. We have this beautiful lake here, and probably when it's a nice windy day, there's surfers who go, like windsurfers, who go to the lake. So one time, also in France, I was in this beautiful lake above Montpellier, and I saw a windsurfer. And I started to understand how to work with the Spirit. Because he's working with the Spirit. Spirit, wind, for me it's the same. So if now he will surf and he will be with the Spirit will be in his back. He will say like, Spirit, take me. I'm ready. So the Spirit will take him and he will fall very fast. The person on the surfer. Because he doesn't have his own center. Yeah? He will fall forward. Opposite, if we will say he will be like with the wind, like really with the wind, it will be too strong. The Spirit is putting ourselves inside their finger, inside the electricity. Yeah? I will fall backwards. But how can I work with the Spirit? I have to find the angle of this windsurfer, that I am fully present within myself, but I'm a bit moving to let the Spirit come inside me. And then we're dancing together on the waves. It's not just the wind living a spiritual life somewhere high, and it's not just living the earth. It's really to find the anchor within us. That's the responsibility, the knowing of the body, and inviting the Spirit within. And then we dance together. And it's all the time that balance between it. To understand these borders, loving borders, and to open some doors here. That we can fly with the Spirit. It's not just her and it's not just me.
Makes sense, thank you. And what's about peace? Where do we find peace?
Inside. Inside us, we find peace. Peace is a resolution, it's a result. For me, it's a result of letting ourselves meet what's inside and to give recognition in the kind heart with them. And then peace will come. So usually we don't want to deal with the shit stuff. We don't want to deal with the sadness, with the pain, with the jealousy, with the anger, with the insecurity. We don't want to. We suppressed it for thousands of years. And but them are still little children, and they want to be seen and loved. And when someone is not seen and loved, he will break a window to come inside the house, and he will be violent to come inside the house. And because we don't want to deal with them, we take this violence and we bring it to outside of us, to someone else. But it's just pain. I'm saying just. It's not just, it's painful. But if we can learn how to expand our heart and to let every emotion to come and to see it with good eyes, kind heart, to cry with it, to acknowledge it, then, in a way, we make peace with our pieces inside. And it's not easy, because we're not used to in the world. Let's say this, until these days there's more and more tools to deal with it. But in the past there were no tools to deal with it. They didn't know what to do with it. And we see it in the world is now the world is a result of suppressing all these painful emotions. We can see it. But if we want to do a shift into peace, and peace is not like if I shake your hand, now we're in peace, and the government's in peace. It's not real peace. It's just signed somewhere, you know. For peace is a result of accepting the pieces within us, and it's a long-term work to do, but it starts within me, with my triggers, with my things that come to me. You have your triggers to work with yourself. I can wish for peace for you, and you can wish for peace for me, but the change must come from the private journey. And then peace will just, like a fountain, it will come from within and start to, like this, and it will start to grow. Wider and wider and wider. And then my peace will meet your peace.
And then we dance together.
And then we dance together. Or maybe before we dance, we cry together. And we maybe hug, and maybe we even, before that, we break apart together.
Yes.
Before the dance. Maybe within the dance, we bleed together. Because we want to go, in a way, I'm saying we as humanity, we want to celebrate, we want to love, we want to joy. But we must recognize and acknowledge all the spectrum of these emotions. Not to identify with them, but to let them be in our space, in our house. It's like this beautiful table, and each emotion has a place. Each one needs to be recognized and seen. Hey, I see you. I see you. Let's cry together. Let's shout together. Let's go to the forest and But every emotion needs to be acknowledged. And when it's acknowledged, it can stop fighting. for recognition. And when it stops fighting, starts to born within us a tree of peace. Yeah, and it's a work to do. And taking responsibility again for our own healing to do in life. Yeah.
Thank you, Netanel. Wonderful. It's so soothing, everything you say. And I just love you always bring it into another angle with so much kindness and love. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe we do a song?
That would be wonderful.
Yeah?
Yes. Thank you.
I will do my newest song that came to me a few days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. Wonderful. I say goodbye. Thank you so much for being here. And really, whenever somebody came from America for this special day in Zurich. So, let distance not be something that hinders you to experience a day with Netanel healing journey. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me here. All my life I've been searching for you until I found you in my heart, until I found you in my heart. Now I know you are in me. And every step I walk, every time I cry, every time I breathe, every time I die, every time I get lost in the forest of my mind, it's you, I know it's you, waking me up to find you. Every time I open my heart to another, and I share from the belly of the ark, every time I fall in love, it's your wings catching me softly. All my life I've been searching for you until I found you in my heart, until I found you in my heart. Now I know you are in me. And every step I walk, every time I cry, every time I breathe, every time I die, every time I get lost in the forest of my mind, it's you waking me up to find me. Every time I open my heart to another, and I share from the belly of the ark, every time I fall in love, it's your wings holding me softly. All my life I've been searching for you until I found you in my heart. Now I found you in my heart. Now I know you are in me. Now I know you are in me. Thank you.